Can you hear me? Only kidding. Welcome back, guys, and today I'm going to show you 10 steps on how you can change your life and how you can find your happiness. So grab a pen, grab a bit of paper and get ready. Okay, so step 1, show kindness whenever possible. Okay, so show kindness to people that are walking past you on the street. Say hi to people, smile at them. You'd be surprised how a simple smile can change someone's day. Not only theirs, but it'll change yours as well. So smile to people when they're walking past you, open their door for them, hold a door open for people when they're walking through the shopping centre, smile and say hello to the security guard, say thank you for people that are serving you in the shops, say your parents when they need some chores done around the house, or very simply doing some things when people haven't asked you for it. So it could be washing up, or it could be tidying up someone's bedroom. The key to it is simply giving out kindness and being kind to people, but not expecting anything in return. So by helping people out with all these different things that I've just mentioned, you're not expecting anything in return, but you're definitely receiving something positive. You're definitely receiving positive and good energy. The key to this is giving kindness without wanting anything in return. Now you might think, well, how is this going to make me happier? It will make you happier because you'll be helping so many people. You'll be doing so many great things for people that you'll get all these positive vibes and energy hitting back at you from it. When you smile at people, when you walk past them on the street and you give people this positive energy, it will bounce back straight at you. It will be very, very rare that you walk past someone, smile, say hello, say thank you, open the door, do things for people, and it will be very, very rare that some sort of positive energy just doesn't hit back at you. Most people will be grateful, they will say thank you, and you never know, you might even make a new friend while you're doing it. So all these positive actions definitely bounce back at you. But don't do it for trying to receive anything. Do it because you care about people. Do it because you genuinely want to start giving positivity back into this world. In order to create positivity and positive atmospheres, we must first put a little bit into it. So here's a tip. Why don't you write down 5 things that you're going to do today? So write down a list of 5 things, 5 kind things that you're going to do for other people, to other people, 5 things, and work your way through them. So step number 2 is make a gratitude journal. So a little journal that you write down the things that you are grateful for. So it could be something that you just do in the morning, it can be something that you write down and throughout the day whenever things happen, or it can be something you do in the evening. What I like to do, what me and Dalila like to do, is write down things that we like in the morning. So things that we would like to happen in that day, and a couple of things that we are grateful for in the morning. So before it's even happened, just things that you're grateful for. It can be just grateful to be waking up next to your loved one. It can be grateful to have a house. It could be grateful, whatever you're grateful for. Think of these different things that you're grateful for, write it down, and what we like to do as well is share it with one another. So either share it with your loved one, or share it with a really good friend of yours, or a family member. Share it with someone, and by sharing these grateful things, you in a way you're giving positivity to each other by just being grateful in that moment together. So create your own gratitude journal. You can create it yourself, you can write it up yourself, or you can buy one off the internet that's already made. One thing I got Dalila recently was one positive thing every day. So what she does is she writes down one positive moment, positive memory or experience that happened in that day, and she's got to do just one line every single day for 5 years, and then in 5 years time she's going to read back through it and look at all the different amazing things that happen every single day. Step number 3, spend more time with family. Now everyone kind of thinks about this when I think, yeah, I know I got to spend more time with family, but actually do it, because spending more time with family is a really wonderful thing. Whether it's just spending time in the house together, whether it's going out to the movies, whether it's going out for a long walk, spend time with your family, because you will start to build the connection that you might not have had for a little while. It might be something that you haven't been going around the house for a little while, you haven't seen them for a long time. Spend more time with family, because it will not just make you happier, but it will also make your family happier. And there's nothing more beautiful than making your family happier. So send them more texts, give them more calls, pop around there unexpectedly, and make it a priority. Okay, because you can say, oh yeah, I should really catch up with family and I should catch up with Jim, Bob and Larry. But make it a priority. Write it down and just say, look, today I'm going to spend 1 hour. I'm just going to go over there for 1-2 hours, and spend some time with them. Okay, so step number 4, being more conscious with your thoughts. Now, this is quite a tricky one. It does take practice. I know from experience that it can take a little while to adjust in just thinking about what you're thinking about. Does that make sense? Anyway, so when you get a negative thought, you have to recognize that there's a negative thought in there and you have to bat it on the head and get rid of it, right? There's a couple of ways that I like to do it, and one being, as soon as you get that negative thought, change it to a positive thought. So instantly start thinking about something that's great, something that you really enjoy, something amazing that's happened to you, a moment, a memory, an experience, whether you went on holiday, whether a job that you really like, or whether it's a sport, or think about something that you really, really do have a great connection with, something that you really do enjoy. Think about that, and that will take you away from the negative thinking. Another way I like to do it is, as soon as this negative thought is in your head, give yourself sort of 30-60 seconds and just get rid of it. Just get rid of it and stop thinking about it. It can be a little bit harder for some people. So some people like to go to the first one and start thinking about positive things. I get a negative thought and I just get rid of it. I go, right, stop thinking about that, just move on and just continue with your life. Continue with your day, walk. Okay, just get rid of that negative thought, because the more negativity that's in your head, the more likely you are to not be happy. So get rid of those negative thoughts. Switch them up with the positive thoughts, or just get rid of them and you will be happier. Now, there's a 7-day challenge that maybe you've heard of it before, and what you do is, for 7 whole days, you're not allowed to think of negative things. Now, negative things happen all the time, all throughout the day. Our lives are built around it. There's so much negativity happening, and you think, well, this is kind of like an impossible task. Well, no, it's not really, and it can be done. It's very, very difficult, and it might take you a month to be able to do this 7-day challenge. And you might just do 7 days and do it straight away. But what I want you to do is, as soon as you get a negative thought, you've got 60 seconds to get away from this negative thought. So switch it up to the positive thought, or just get rid of it and continue with your life. Okay? 60 seconds. If after 60 seconds you haven't got rid of that negative thought, then you've got to start them 7 days again. So you could be on day 3 or day 4 and you get a negative thought, you can't get rid of it. If you can't get rid of it after 60 seconds, you got to start those 7 days again. So it's a challenge, but it's a fun challenge. And if you can do it with someone, it's even better. But as soon as that negative thought comes in, 60 seconds, then get rid of it and continue on. And number 5 is accepting that bad things are going to happen. When you can start to accept that bad things are going to happen, you will feel much, much, much more at ease. So by understanding that every bad thing that happens eventually will lead on to something good. So if you can realize that whenever something bad happens, you know that very soon, it may be 5 minutes, it may be an hour, maybe a day, something good is going to come around that corner and it's going to replace that bad thing. Bad things happen. You've got to accept it. You've got to get in, you've got to grab it and say, look, this is a bad thing. I can't control life. I can't control everything that happens. And one thing you can do, though, is control the acceptance of bad things. So if you can control that, you accept bad things into your life, you can grow from them. You can create an experience from it. So when a bad thing happens, think about it and say, right, okay, I learned from this situation. I understood this was bad, but I'm going to grow strong from it. I'm going to experience this and improve myself. I'm going to realize that a good thing is going to come straight from this. And in fact, you can then start to turn bad things into good things. It's a different level, but by accepting something bad and turning it into something good, you can grab something bad, whether it's you walk out on the street and you nearly get hit by a car. Well, the good thing about that is you didn't get hit by the car, right? or you trip over and you hurt your leg. Well, be grateful for the fact that you still have a leg, right? There's so many ways that you can turn bad into good. It's just getting your thought processing right and understanding that good things come from bad things. Now, step number 6 is one of my favorite ones, and it's fake it until you make it. Now, you might think this kind of contradicts everything we're talking about. Oh, I want to be happy, I don't want to fake being happy. Well, our minds are pretty good at following whatever we tell it to do. So if we can control our subconscious mind by being consciously active and feeding our subconsciousness with our consciousness, there's loads of ishes there. Anyway, so what I want you to do is positive affirmations. So sticky notes around the house. So just literally talking to yourself on a daily basis, smiling more. So constantly smiling and constantly laughing. So just crack down and go. If you do that and do it in the mirror, I guarantee you'll laugh at yourself and you actually get a bit of happiness and laughter from it. Okay, so if you haven't done that, pause the video, go and laugh at yourself in the mirror. You'll either think you're crazy and weird, or someone will hear you, they'll think you're crazy and weird, and you'll laugh together. Right? So positive affirmations, talk to yourself all the time. Say, I am strong. I can handle this situation. I will achieve something great today. I'm positive. I'm happy. I will change my life. I'm going to succeed. These kind of things, if you tell yourself all the time, when you're driving in your car, when you're walking to work, when you wake up in the morning, the few minutes while you're trying to get to sleep, it could be in your head, it can be out loud. Or do both of them. Keep telling yourself all these positive things, and eventually your subconscious mind will start to register all of this. You'll start to take control of what's going around, and your body kind of acts on these things naturally. So definitely get into the habit of being more positive with your thoughts, with your actions, and just fake it until you make it, because it is true, it can work. Definitely start doing these things. Start writing them down everywhere. Writing them down so the only thing you can see is positive things, so the only thing you can be is positive, right? Step number 7, learn to forgive other people and learn to forgive yourself. Other people that are in your life that cause problems to you, whether it's they annoy you or whether they say something that hurts you, learn to forgive their actions. Now, you might think, well, hold on, they're being horrible to me, so I can't just forgive them because they don't deserve forgiveness. Well, actually, if you start to learn that by forgiving people, you will feel better yourself, and realizing at the same time that people aren't set out. They don't just wake up in the morning, they want to hurt people's feelings. They're not moody and grumpy because they want to do it to you. You've got to understand that people believe what they believe, and in the moments when they say things that they say things, it's because they feel that it's the right thing to do in their moment. Or generally they just need a little bit of help in being positive themselves. So by forgiving them, you will stop constantly thinking about all these negative things that are coming at you. You can forgive them and just say, I understand where they're coming from. That's the way they think. That's the way they're doing things. I forgive them for why they're doing this to me. I forgive that they don't mean to be doing these things to me. And, I forgive them. And by forgiving them, you really will start to feel better in yourself, and you will start to forgive yourself. Okay? So if you can forgive yourself for the mistakes you make on a daily basis, for the errors in things you do, for the things you say. Sometimes you say things and you don't mean it, and you don't mean to hurt people. So find something that's going to distract you away from the negative thoughts. It's going to take your attention away from what you're thinking about, and you're just going to get into that habit of enjoying yourself and being in the moment with something that you really, really, really love and enjoy. And step number 10, jealousy and comparison, get rid of it, okay? By being jealous of your next door neighbor for having that big fancy sports car, or being jealous of the person down the street that's got, the big muscular body, these things are not going to help you in any way, because by constantly thinking about them, thinking about these things and wanting them and being jealous about them, guess what? It's just more negativity. So a thing I like to do is completely flip the coin, and instead of being jealous about what they've got and what you haven't got, is go and respect what they've got. Go and congratulate them for what they've got. Say, I tell you what, you've got a great body. I'm going to inspire to be like you, and if you've got any bits of advice, hit me up. Tell me what you do in order to get there. Build a connection. Instead of being jealous, they could be your next best friend. Instead of being jealous and being angry at these people for just doing what they're doing on a daily basis, why don't you go and befriend them? Why don't you go and if you don't want to befriend them, why don't you just literally go and say, well done, you're doing great. I'm inspiring to have a body like you, or I really one day hope that I can afford a big house like you and a great car, and I hope that I can do some of the things that you're doing, and keep doing what you're doing, because it's amazing. I love to see that car when it comes past. Right? Don't look at them and think, right, I want that, I want this, I want that, I'm jealous of you, I wish I was like this, by being jealous and comparing yourself, saying I'm here, they're here, you will never ever get anywhere from it. Instead, look at them, respect them, congratulate them, talk to them, learn from them, and admire everything they are. It will, by giving them love, guess what? Somewhere I once heard about a long time ago was, you've got this jar, or let's say your whole body. It's your whole body, right? If you keep giving yourself love, okay, so by loving yourself so much that this jar fills up, you're going to be loving everyone else, okay, because there's too much love to fit in your jar, so now all this love is going to everyone else. So love what you've got, respect what you've got, don't be jealous about anything, and by loving what you've got, you'll be giving off love to every other person, and the same back. You start loving other people, you start being grateful about everything that you can see. Be grateful that you can see that fancy car, and respect everything that I was telling you about. Respect what they've got, congratulate people, be kind to people, relating back to step number 1. All these things are just going to bounce back. Guess what? Positive energy, positive vibes. Let's think of a positive vibe as a bouncy ball. You throw it around, it's going to come back eventually. Okay? Don't be jealous. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. We're all fighting our own battles. And guess what? Everyone's got their own little problems. You think everyone's perfect, but they're definitely not. They're going through the same thing you are in life. Everyone wants to improve, and everyone wants to be kind, positive, and have a happier life. Okay, so I got a bonus tip number 11. Okay? And that is probably one of the most important ones out of all of them. So if you found some of the last ones important and good bits of advice and steps that you think you're gonna work on, this one tops all of them, and that is action. You can think about all of those steps, and you can agree with some of the things that I've been talking to you about, but until you take action of what you're doing on a daily basis, until you act upon all of those steps that I told you about, nothing matters and nothing will change, because you'll like the video, you'll watch everything that I talked about, you'll enjoy the moment that you kind of learned in that moment, but you won't act upon it. In fact, the next day you'll wake up again and you'll be like, oh yeah, God, I wish I was motivated today, I wish I was this, and again the negative thoughts take in. So what I challenge you to do is go back, find up each step in this video, because by rereading things, by re-listening and re-watching things, you're writing it in a deeper pen. You're engraving it into your mind and your memory. So go back and read over some of the things that I talked to you about. If you forgot to write down the notepad because you're not yet productive enough, okay, go and get that pen and paper that I told you about, start writing them down and start acting on them. So you can just take one step, or you can take 2 or 3 steps. Or if you're super, super good and awesome and got a good memory, then take all of the steps and do all of them. There's no reason why you can't do all of them, because all of them will kind of bounce off each other, because they're all things that will help you be happier, that will change your life, and they will really, really, really will make you a much more positive and whole person. So go and get those steps, write them down, and start acting upon them, because great things will come. And there's no better time to do it than right now. If you tell me that you're going to do it tomorrow, or you're going to do it next week, or the start of next month, it won't happen. Big chances that it won't happen. All right? When you push something on, it isn't important to you. If you're going to do it, even if you say, I'm going to do it tomorrow, you probably won't do it. And people say they're going to do things, and guess what? Life happens, they forget about it. Why don't you just start right now? Start right now. Write it down and just grab one of them and start making a change, because the reason you're here is because you want to change, right? Okay? You're not here because you are the ultimate happiest person in the world. You're here because you could do with a bit of advice, and you could do with improving a little bit. So go back, write down one, and start acting right now. Not in 5 minutes, not in 10 minutes, do now. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, I really hope you did. Go down to the bottom, leave a comment. If you've got a piece of advice or something that you know that works for you or has worked for someone that you know, leave a comment, let us know what it was, and maybe if it's something different that I haven't talked about, you'll help and you'll share some love with someone that could do with that bit of advice. So click like, click subscribe, and I'll see you soon.